This is We All Be News and Radio.
Ron Hurd. Get up out of bed. Let's go. Let's go. Ron Hurd. That's the word. Get out of bed. Give me a jingle. My number is 051. Get out of bed. Let's go. Don't be afraid. This is Herb Smith calling you. Herb Smith. All right, I know you're famous and all that kind of stuff, but let's go. Get out of bed.
And hello, family. Welcome back to another wonderful edition of the Artivist Presents We All Be News and Radio. I'm your host for the Empowerment segment, Brother Ron, also known as R2, C2, H2, the Artivist. And we got a great one for you today. This is about the games 2014. Baba D. Gregory breaks it down. Once again, it's about the games 2014. This is the real playoffs for the truth. And please feel free, family, to join us today. Call in number, area code 646-652-4593. Once again, the area code is 646-652-4593. If you're scared, get on the air. Open up the chat room right now. And you feel free to type in your comments or questions. It might be read on the air. So without further ado, this man needs no introduction. In the words of the great Duke Ellington, he is truly beyond category, the one and only Baba Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
God bless you, my brother. Peace and love to you and the family and all your listeners. And just thank you for the wonderful job that you all are doing. I said, there's so many of these radios out here now, and people listening to you because they have no more faith in the New York Times or the Washington Post. And every now and then they'll push something, and it happens. But most of the time, if you didn't hear it on your show or shows like this show, you never hear it. And so, you look at the biggest news. Well, I guess yesterday we had the Kentucky Derby. 150,000 people come in from all over the world. That thing's been going on for like 149 years. And Kentucky Derby. A blacksmith to the young folks, those are the ones that put the shoes on the horses, and they make more money in the state of Kentucky than a brain surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
It's about them horses. And wherever it's about that kind of money, it's about stealing and sitting up stuff, all of that. And so when you look at, I used to work around some rich folks with nutrition. And the stuff I learned, I know that when a horse runs, in many places give them a drug test before the race and a drug test after. And I thought it's because, to make the horse, no. They give them that because racing is so hard on an animal.
Mm-hmm.
And they give them drugs to kill the pain. And you keep asking, well, where's the people supposed to be protecting the animals? Or when it gets so big, you don't mess with it, because they'll kill you. And that's the problem, that you get people. I was in a huge health convention last Saturday this time, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. And unbeknown to most folks, it was the right-wingers the Birches that really started off 7 years ago talking about chlorine and fluorine in the water.
Mm-hmm. And
they in the forefront of that. The thing that I resent about them is they know what's going on, but they won't say it. They will not say it. Why? Because they set it up in their younger days. They was in the military. They was right-wing, gun-toting, I love America. And then all at once that little fake Christian thing sit there. Now they old, they're ready to get into heaven now. So they want to come out here and when you sit and say, well, where's that plane? Diego Garcia. They know it. They wouldn't be about to open up their mouth. At all. Because they punks. They little sissies. Now, I'm not talking about homosexual. I'm just talking about they know what's going on, but they're wimps. They talk about dying for them, please. So when you stop and think about, the things that they're doing, they know about the Kissinger papers, that it was under lock and key for something like 20 years, just like he was a president. And then someone went into federal court. And right when we went into federal court, and said, all right, release it. And they released it. And we saw what Kissinger was talking about. It's called the Kissinger, what they call it, the eugenics. Mm-hmm. Eugenics. And that's the great thing now about the information. Just punch it up. Kissinger, eugenics, and depopulation. And they talk about what they doing, and y'all sitting here laughing on the president. And so if you got something on him, if anything you got, you can prove it. If it's true, you know that. Mm-hmm. But you don't mess with power. You don't mess with power at all. And so when Henry, Dr. ain't that something? Dr. Kissinger, who wrote, depopulation should be the highest priority of the U.S. foreign policy towards the third world. Talking about killing them. Okay? They got this thing they're using in Mexico, where, one of the basic staples out there is corn. Mm-hmm. So they got this genetic crap they put in the seed. And when you eat the corn, if you're a man, it sterilizes you. That's what he's talking about. And you can punch it up and see what they're doing. Most of you don't want to. So like I said, I had this guy. I've been knowing him for years, man. Mm-hmm. And he asked me, he said, why are you so bitter? Me? Why are you so angry? I said, boy, let me tell you something. Think about what you just said to me. I was brought over here against my will, against my church, against my language. I was castrated. I was lynched. My woman was raped. My children was raped. How you think so many light-complected black folks in America, we was raping the master's wife? And then you look at me and ask me about being bitter. You the bitter one, because with that subtle ignorance, you take that you did to me, and the only way you can justify it in your non-spiritual soul is make like I was the one that was doing it. I made the boat. I came over here. And so when you stop and think about it, then I explained to him that I say white ain't a color, it's an attitude. And if you haven't got trillions of dollars in the bank, you can't have the attitude. They'll kill you on the way to get me. I said, look, let me tell you something, you little poor, ignorant white boy. The rich folks, the powerful folks, they hire me as the butler and the maid. They hire my wife and my daughter to take care of the children. And they ain't standing there with a double-barrel shotgun. They know my spirit, your ignorance and your evilness and bitterness. That's what hangs you up. Rockefeller wouldn't let you get within a 50-mile radius of his family. They'd blow your brains out. Go see the movie The Butler. The most powerful human being in the world hires me to be the butler. My wife to be the cook, because they see you don't see it. Because you can't see beyond the filth that controls you. But there's a whole lot of people that see it all over the world. Know who I am. Know who black folks are. Out of all the stuff I've had happen to me, I ain't never lynched a white person. I ain't never castrated a white person. I ain't never cut a baby out of a white mama's belly. And you ask me, why am I bitter? I should be. I got too much spirit to be that.
Yes, sir.
I'm not talking about the church. I'm talking about the same universal God that created the slave, created the slave owner. Same universal God that created the Jew, created the German. And if you ever settle down, especially black folks, and understand what it means, vengeance is mine, not yours. Not yours. You don't have to worry about that. Not yours. And so when you sit and you look at, you know, I just heard an announcement 2 days ago that there'll be no more happy hour drinks that needs lemon juice and lime juice and orange juice. Because oranges last year this time and lemons and limes was $187. $87 now is $197. Before they just took the slack till they found out in Florida there's a disease. You talking about stand your ground? They ain't got no more ground. A $99 billion citrus state is about to be wiped. It's already been wiped out. This old fake government won't tell you. But you can pull it up about what's happening in Florida.
Yes. So we got I got a New York Times article that talks about that. It's a disease called citrus graining, and it's spread by an insect no larger than the head of a pen.
That's right.
The Asian citrus psyllid, I believe how you pronounce it, psyllid. It snacks on citrus trees, depositing bacteria that gradually starves trees of nutrients. And they fly from tree to tree, leaving a trail of infection.
And the worst thing Florida could have happen is what you just told them folks out there. Because the reason they're out here now, because they genetically engineer a poison that they put in it to kill the little bitty bug, but put the sweetness back in the tree, but the poison's still there when you get the orange juice to your baby.
Oh, wow.
When you give the orange juice to your baby, and, you know, there's nothing no worse than to try to use God as a pit bull. But if you know how universal law works, if you know how it works, if you cut off both your thumbs that Citizen Roebuck didn't give you, the same universal God that put the planets and the birds and the bees, the humans here, gave you your thumbs. Now, you might think it's insignificant, but if you just let somebody tape your thumbs for a day, you can't do nothing. You can't wash your hair. You can't change a baby's diaper. You can't go to the toilet and wipe your butt. Nothing. You can't drive. That little simple. That's the universal law. So if you think this little thing you call a Negro was put here for your benefit, let me tell you what happened. Like 300 years ago, a group of scientists, they was trying to crack hieroglyphics. So they went into Colombia. And they looked in their caves, and they saw the hieroglyphics, and they didn't know how to crack them at that time, so they just wrote them down like it was. 150 years later, they developed a system where they could crack that code. Now, 150 years after they brought them here, they cracked the code, and here's what the code said. White man, one day what you're doing to our children, the white lady going to do to yours. And back then, cocaine wasn't called a white lady. And if you look at Vermont, the number one drug-addicted state in America, and that's 99.9% white folks. Oh, I thought it was just them. Oh, no. I saw him interviewing a white girl on TV 2 weeks ago, and she said, out of every 10 folks I know, 9 of them either died from a heroin overdose or they in treatment. Okay? And if you looked at the release, the Justice Department released last week, more people in America died from a heroin overdose than all the automobile fatalities and homicides put together. Heroin on the street now. You can get a $4 bag. The highest bag you can get is a $20 bag. Wait a minute, who's paying? Who's paying for that? Who's taking the hit when you're selling it that low? I remember when I was a little boy, and you heard drug addicts, man, they be robbing folks and breaking in people's house to feed their habit. They don't have to do that no more. They putting it out on the street. And plus you don't know what they putting in your cocaine. You don't know what they putting in it. You don't know what kind of test they're running. But, when you live in a miserable country like this here and be tricked to believe that this is God's country. Well, we are less than 1/6 of the world's population. We in America consume 98% of all the hard drugs. Nobody says, wait a minute, what's wrong with us? Wait, hold it. What's wrong with us? And so like the white dude that told me, how come I'm so bitter? I said, wait a minute, man. I don't know if you ever been around a washing machine, but you need to get around one. And right in the center is a thing called an agitator. And most of the time it's gray or black. I said, and you take your dirty underwear and put in there and take the agitator out, and all you're going to end up with is some dirty, wet drawers. Yeah, I am the agitator. Don't make the mistake that I'm evil and mean. I'm the agitator. I watched agitators like King and Malcolm and Medgar Evers die, but it didn't stop us. So y'all go and play your games. Play your games. And I don't know when you black folks going to include the Indians. Hundreds of thousands of slaves ran away. And the Indians took us in on the reservation and dared anybody to come up there looking for us. But we can't get that thug punk pimp Snyder, because he's a billionaire who bought the Washington Redskins. So I don't see nothing wrong with the game, and my Negro friends, well, I mean, they don't see nothing wrong. Who'd you ask? Clarence Thomas? That's another thing that's going to get you white folks to go. You listening to some black talk called conservative. And you black folks understand this stuff they doing to the president, that ain't the first time they... Condoleezza Rice, Dr. Rice, she had more PhDs than Bush's whole cabinet. They called her Condi. Didn't bother her. Condi. They never called Madeleine Albright Maddie. They never called Janet Reno Janny. They got a soda pop out here that's blacker than Dr. Wright, called Dr. Pepper. And you better order it by its full title. You better not go on one of the stores talking about give me a pepper. They'll give you a chili pepper. And so this is where it's going. And thank God we got people now that will stand up and tell you when the New York Times won't tell you. And so and so consequently, when you look at the corn, they genetically engineer in South America, and the males eat it, it sterilizes them. What did Kissinger's paper say? Kissinger's eugenics and population control. And then they're going to sit and debate with you all about climate change. And then you're going to get brilliant into it. It's great. What do you think about climate? I don't know about no climate change. I guess them glaciers been out there for billions of years, and they dropping off, but I don't know about no climate change. Polar bears is dying because they can't find water cold enough to make their heart beat the way it's supposed to be,
That's right.
And so, again, I just say to you and all the folks across the country, and all them right-wingers, they just make white folks mad because they think, where's this coming from? Welfare mothers, Let me tell you, as a businessman, I can take a prostitute all the way around the world with me, as long as I call that hoe my secretary's attack right off, and y'all ain't gonna mess with that. I look at that black man that they executed in Oklahoma.
Right. Yep.
And you see, we get upset because they didn't know. No, what we should be upset at, my little trifling cousin from St. Louis come to Memphis tonight and walk into your big white hotel and kill 12 white folks. He gonna get the electric chair, even if they haven't got it. They'll implement it.
Mm-hmm.
But if Prince Charles's drugged out children came here, and I mean drugged out, okay, and killed 50 white folks, you know they're not going to get the electric chair. And those of you that don't know what you need to just volunteer and commit yourself to a mental hospital. They catch General Motors. 13 people done died, huh? General Motors ain't apologized, ain't admitted, huh? General Motors. And you ain't going to say nothing about it. You too busy talking about white and black welfare mothers, huh? And so when you stop and think about, shame on you, pharmaceutical company, they'll lose a $2 billion lawsuit to the government, but they didn't have to admit they'd done anything wrong.
Wow.
See, you can't mess with one segment of God's universal God. I'm not talking about the Baptist Church, the Catholic Church. I'm talking about Christianity. I'm talking the dinosaurs left this planet 2 billion years ago. The dinosaurs. Some of them was bigger than mountains, man. All of them left 2 billion years ago. Wasn't no Catholic Church. Wasn't no Pope. Was that Pope that just sainted them two popes that was around? They knew about the priests ripping off them little boys, huh? And now they saints? Well, you better get a good look up, because if that's the criteria to being a saint, it won't not be none of them where the good folk go. So somewhere, capital punishment, For those of you that believe in the story of Jesus like I do, if Jesus come back to me, we say, Jesus, they killed my Jesus 2,000 years ago. You ain't changed nothing. If Jesus come back tomorrow and bug the wrong white folks, they give him an electric chair. Then all us Christians be walking around with big chairs around our neck. Were you there when they crucified the Lord? I don't know if I asked you this before. If I borrowed $10,000 from you this past Friday and say I'll pay you back in 3 days, would you count on your fingers and tell me what day I give you your money back?
Monday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Easter all over the world is known as Easter Monday, except America. Monday. Martin Luther King was assassinated on April the 4th.
Yes, sir.
JFK was shot in Dallas on November the 22nd, and every year we honor them by celebrating the day they was killed and the day they was assassinated. Huh? Every year. Well, how come one year Easter come in March and another year comes in April? Y'all crazy? Huh? Y'all crazy? You can't be killed in 2 different months. And so Easter is determined. Easter is a Latin word for Esther. Esther means fertility. That's why they talk about an egg in a rabbit. In a rabbit. Now, if you play that by what it should be, that's honoring the goddess of sex. So that should be a hell of a 3 days if y'all knew what y'all was doing. And so when you listen and feel booty, I never heard a white boy say booty. Never heard a white boy say booty. That's what the bandits, when the pirates raid ships, they're getting the booty. That's the loot. That's the spoils.
Right.
So when they looked at the black woman way back then, out of slavery, was the word booty because she's the spoils. And so when you stop and think about all of this is about to come to an end, you can feel it. You can feel it. When? How many people you think they executed and something went wrong, but we never heard of it? You think this is the first time? Sometimes they probably do it on purpose.
That's it.
You know, and what happened to that brother the other day? They say he committed a hideous act. But yeah, but look. America is my mother and father. How can you tell me I can't kill when you do it? How?
I mean, you learn from your parents, right, how to do stuff, right?
Sure, you watch them, you look at them.
Yeah, by example.
And so consequently, you know, the Constitution prevents that. That this would make us different from common murderers as a nation. We won't do to you what you do to others, but we got a system where we're going to put you out here. Even that's wrong. Even that's wrong. And so consequently, that cocktail they used on him the other day in Oklahoma, do you know that was outlawed 50 years ago to use on animals? When they put animals to sleep because of some hit by a car or some sickness, you couldn't use that cocktail on them. And to show you how stupid we are, 24 hours before they give you that cocktail, the doctor come in and test you to see if you're allergic to anything in the cocktail. Y'all thinking to kill me? And then you going to give me a good meal. Hey, man, I'm fixing to die. I got no appetite. We have to give you a good meal. Well, I don't want to. I have no appetite. I don't want to eat. Well, can we give you something to drink? Oh, yes. Give me a bottle of wine. What year? 2099, and tell them I'll wait for it. Okay, yeah, tell them I'll wait for it. And so somewhere, when you stop and think about the other day of what happened, and them good lawyers, you didn't have to be a good lawyer to win millions for that family. Millions of your tax money for that family that made a mistake because they don't care. And so, again now, and the governor, she didn't care. Hey, man, they don't, look, the companies in Europe that manufacture that do not sell it to America because we don't want this stuff used to kill people. So now they got companies that make it in America, but they don't have to put nothing on the side of the box of what it is. Yep. They even pay them in cash so you can't trace a check from the State House to the place that makes that killer stuff, okay? And so, think about the people that he was in there for. First, if they black or woman, the question, did they get a fair trial? Did they get a fair trial? And so somewhere, what happened then should give us enough incentive to say, hey, let's cut this out. I don't know what they mean. We're the only country in the civilized world, are we? That still do capital punishment, man. No other country. You mean them countries wrong and we are right? And somewhere, as we look out and see, what's the brother's name? Kevin Durant.
Durant, some of the player for Oklahoma Thunder.
Yeah, I got a call from him the other day, man.
You got a call from Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
I know he's from the D.C. area. I know that. So, wow, okay. Tell us about this call you got from Kevin Durant.
No, he just said, thank you for what you said about the black athletes. I say for a change.
Oh.
The show I was on, he heard what a guy said, how come no athlete stands up? Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You counting Muhammad Ali?
Mm-hmm.
You counting Jackie Robinson? You counting Joe Louis? You counting Jim Brown? Most of the athletes, but don't say all of them. Well, they got this money. What money? Find out how many of them got tax problems. Because them companies, 99.9% white, have gone south with the money. Why? Because entertainers is just so happy. Oh, to be entertainers. Athletes are so happy to be athletes. There's only two people on this planet that will say what I'm fixing to say now. I like what I'm doing so good. If I couldn't get paid, I'd do it for free. Have you ever heard a dishwasher say that, or a prostitute say that, or a garbage collector say that? And so it's this whole, this whole thing that we look at and don't understand that 2 billion years ago, the dinosaurs, some of them was taller than mountains. They gone. They're gone. But also what they don't want to tell us is when the dinosaur was here, so was the butterfly. When the dinosaur was here, so was the turtle. Butterfly and turtle still here. So all y'all think big and bad means something to the universe? A little precious, beautiful butterfly can fly all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, fly all the way across the Pacific Ocean, but the bald eagle cannot make that trip. And that's our symbol.
Wow. Well, Brother Gregory, I tell you this, as a Memphis Grizzlies fan, I got respect for Kevin. As a Memphis Grizzlies fan, and we lost against them, the Oklahoma City Thunder yesterday, I give Kevin Durant his props for saying that, for calling you.
Yeah, well, I'm supposed to have a meeting with him. My son is sitting up, so I can really tell him. I don't mess around with telling athletes what they can do to free somebody. It ain't in your money; it's in your spirit. Jim Brown didn't need no money. Jim Brown was the first time a black entertainer got a $40 million advance. He got that from Richard Pryor. And when Richard Pryor tried to commit suicide, at 3 o'clock in the morning, he got on the phone and called a personal friend of mine from the East Coast and said, I got a problem, man. Can you put a story out? Y'all haven't heard it yet, but Richard Pryor probably won't live another 24 hours. And the fact he attempted suicide, his insurance don't cover it. And so would you run this in? The story was he was smoking crack, and it blew up on him. When's the last time y'all heard of somebody get killed from a crack pipe? And that story ran. Jim Brown was able, had he died, to salvage $6 million. So when you stop and think about, man, Muhammad Ali, and all of them, when I look at Stevie Wonder didn't say, I need to get a consensus. He said, I will not do another show in the state of Florida. Stand your ground till that law is rescinded. Stand your ground. When I think about all these shows I listen to, I have never heard nobody call in and thank Stevie. Always arguing about something. Always talking about this or talking about that. I'm blacker than you. I'm blacker than you. You know. Instead of saying, wait, ho. Who determined the word nigger will not be used no more among black folks, but Hollywood uses it anytime they want to? If you don't believe it, go see the Butler. Go see Abraham Lincoln. Go see Django Unchained. White folks can use it, but you can't. And wasn't one black person sitting at the table to make that decision. Well, why was that decision made? The O.J. Simpson trial. When them good lawyers came in there and did their homework and found all them documents from Mark Furman, who was the lead homicide cop, that said nigger this and nigger that and nigger this and nigger that. And that's why a lot of people, particularly white folks, thought he did it, but he was freed because of the word nigger. Let's do away with it. Oh, you can't get over here. They do anything we ask them to do. Anything you ask them to do. If I call you a nigger and you get upset, if I call you a billionaire, would you believe you're a billionaire? And see, I came from St. Louis. We had rigid segregation, so we didn't see no white folks. And the only ones we saw to come in the Negro neighborhood, they were either selling us something or collecting money from something we had bought, so they was on their best behavior. So a long time ago, they called me a nigger was a brother. And let me tell y'all something else, too. I'm 82 years old, been married to this black woman for 55 years, and been all over. And I've never heard a black woman say nigger. And so we got these white folks believing it's just something we say, our children say, no. 99% of the word nigger come from men, so that means it must be a sex thing, huh? But you don't have to check nothing when you're talking about me. Just, take it off, huh? So let me tell you something. I was in grade school and high school. You want to come call me a nigger? I laugh. Why? Because nobody ever told me what a nigger's supposed to look like. And when I look in the mirror, I saw Richard Claxton Gregory. I didn't see nigger, but I tell you something, you better not call me black. I could see that in the mirror. And the fight was over. And you see, y'all got these white folks lied to and tricked, and they trust you, and you have never told them, how you feel about the word black. It's beginning to change now. Black is beautiful. I'm black and I'm proud. Well, James Brown should have changed that song. He should have said, now I'm black and I'm proud, because it was the time he had so much conch and lie on his head, he looked like some animal in the zoo.
Well, people like to know some questions, like speaking of James Brown, what do you think about his protege, A.L.L, and him being exposed as an agent?
Well, first you got to ask yourself something. Who exposed him? I'm asking you that now.
Oh, well, the media, the New York media.
Huh?
The media in New York City.
Yeah, but where'd they get it from?
The FBI.
All right, now, let me ask you a question now, because I'll have to be very careful. If you are FBI in Memphis, right? You can't go to somebody and get them to carry a bug. FBI agents don't have that power. The only person can okay a bug if it comes out of Washington, D.C., the U.S. attorney. Okay? Not no FBI agent. Did you follow that case of Whitey Bulger in Boston?
Yes, sir.
There's 2 FBI agents in jail now. They killed 11 people for him. And those of you that don't know it, just Google it. Now, let me tell you why I'm telling you this.
Yes, sir.
If the only person who had the power to follow the order they were given, to have Sharpton take a briefcase that the FBI had to the bug in, then if nobody had the power to do that but Giuliani, then for the 10 years twice they said he was doing it, 20 years, if you go back and check the record, they would be the buddies, enemies, huh? They wouldn't even speak to one another. So now let's back up a minute now. There is no doubt that Al Sharpton is probably the most powerful black person in America. Why? Because he got radio show, TV show. We get to hear him. But somebody need to ask, what's the relationship with him and Julie, or was there one? But he woke up tomorrow. They said he was bugging who? I'm asking you.
The mafia.
The mafia, right?
Yeah.
Now, as much as the mafia hates black folks, not Italians. See, 99% of the mob is Italians, but 99% of Italians is not mob.
That's a good point. That should be noted.
Okay. So them thugs would never respect a black person enough where you could come in and listen. What kind of conversation could Al have with the mob who kills cops, man? Politicians, huh?
Yeah,
bring
just like you say,
and tell you to catch them. Huh?
Exactly.
So what kind of? No. There's something wrong with that picture. Did it happen? Did it not happen? So if Al woke up tomorrow and we all woke up and said he had been murdered, how many people you think wouldn't think the mob did it?
Exactly. Because, they said in the paper that he brought down, helped bring down Vincent Gigante, who was the driver for Vito Genovese, who tried to kill Frank Costello. He was a big-time mob boss.
Yes.
So how could a black man bring down somebody of that stature in the mob?
Now you're talking. And the problem is, the reason Al should come out. So if they planning on killing and blaming it on the mob. Let me tell you what Hoover did to me. This is, y'all can pull this up, Friday, March the 10th, 1978. Front page, Chicago Tribune. FBI memo, use mob against Dick Gregory. By Rob Walden. The late J. Edgar Hoover ordered the Chicago office of the FBI to develop measures to neutralize, that's the word, kill black comedian Dick Gregory, and suggested measures they could use. I talk about the mob like they was below devils. Include alerting La Costa Nostra to Dick Gregory's attack on them. This is the head of the FBI. I'm a citizen. Doesn't commit no crime. Ain't never been in jail in my life except for demonstrations. In a confidential memorandum dated May the 5th, 1968, the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation told Martin W. Johnson, then special agent in charge of the Chicago office, that Gregory had been quoted the previous month as saying syndicate hoods are the worst filth in the history of the planet. Now he's going to tell him to tell them that. The problem was, I got the memo before Johnson got it. I said, come on, y'all. If the God I pray to and meditate to can't protect me against filth like you, I'll be the first one to admit I'm praying to the wrong God, and I'll help y'all pull the trigger. Now, this is me. This could be the same thing with Al. Same thing with Al.
What actually this then? Like, what about Al Sharpton? People have been accusing him for years of maybe informing on black organizations and individuals.
But wait a minute. Ho.
Okay.
That didn't make no news across the country. It might have made it in New York.
Right. I mean, with Alton Maddox falling out, they falling out their head years ago.
What happened?
Well, Alton Maddox, they had a falling out, him and Al. They were close at one point, right? And I know I heard whispers from people in the activist community saying that Al Sharpton was a snitch. He informed on a lot of.
I'm not saying that. I can say you a snitch. That means somebody gonna kill you?
Well, no.
When I say you was snitching on the mob, And then I send somebody in to gun you down.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't people believe the mob? That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? And I gave you the example of what Hoover said for them to do to me.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that overnight, Al could wake up tomorrow dead, and they say he committed suicide. Huh?
Yes.
That's and so I'm saying, you know, there got to be more evidence. They just put that out. You ain't heard no more, did you?
No, sir.
No more.
But the timing, like you said, you always talk about the timing of things. Like the timing, he had this National Action Network conference,
The same
had Eric
day-
Holder and Obama.
The same day that opened up, that's when they dropped this information.
Right.
That's when they dropped this information. And they know when to drop it and when not to drop it.
Yes, sir.
It's just like that whole basketball scam. When they said, what did they say? They talked about all the dirty stuff that white boy was saying.
Donald Sterling, the owner of the L.A. Clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And him and they said him and the guy just resigned as over the basketball.
David Stern.
They said they was good buddies. He never heard that talk.
I mean, he's the longest he's been in the league for 33 years, on the team since 1981, and David Stern was, commissioner for a long time, so they had to be bosom buddies of some sort.
Yeah, they was good buddies, so he knew what he was. That's why he felt comfortable and didn't worry about saying it. And so my problem with all of that is this.
Okay.
The news breaks, right?
Yes, sir.
They wiped everything off the front page. Everything. But I didn't hear nobody tell me that January 31 to 2013, his son was found dead.
Oh, okay.
In his apartment.
Yes, sir.
Scott, 32 years old, was found dead, and they said they didn't know it could have been you got a billionaire son dead in the corner? It could have been drugs?
Yeah, I'm actually you told me about this, and I was stunned. I didn't know about this till today, and I found the article in the L.A. Times. It actually, is reported, I guess the article is dated January 2nd, 2013, but they said they found his body Tuesday in his apartment.
Yeah, well, January 2nd, yeah, okay. In his apartment. But what else did they say? Did they say what the cause?
It was not immediately known who reported the death. Sheriff Department spokesperson confirmed that it was the body of him, but they were looking into the death as a possible drug overdose. Yeah. They never confirmed it.
How do you say possible drug overdose when it's your job to tell me what I died from?
That's true.
And then it said in 1999,
yes, sir,
he had a fight between the son and a friend of his at Pop's house.
That's right.
Big fight. And then shots was fired.
Yeah.
But there's no charges.
Yeah, no matter of fact. Yep, you're right, because you told me about this, and I looked it up in the Los Angeles Times. They talked about it on the same year when they found him dead. It says Scott Sterling never charged in 1999 shooting of childhood friend, and that was his best friend since kindergarten. He shot him in the back. They were fighting over a girl. They were both in love with the same girl. You know how that goes. It never gets old. But he shot him, but his father won the Jack Webb Humanitarian Award by the LAPD Historical Society. And he was a good friend with the outgoing prosecutor in charge. So he gave a lot of money to LAPD.
Oh, yeah,
and it went away.
Watch this.
He
was listed on the Forbes. He was listed number 250 richest person in America. So don't say the team is worth that, huh?
Yes, sir.
He's worth $1.9 billion, but the team ain't worth number $500,000. Okay? And the longer that team is in his hands, the more money it loses.
Wow.
Why? Because the advertisers.
That's right.
And when they come together and vote, they better not vote that we believe that he was charged wrong. The girl was illegal. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let me tell you something. Every team that votes for him to keep that team, advertisers going to run away from him. Okay? And that could bring the whole football, basketball, to its knees. Okay? Man, we stupid enough to believe that none of those games is thrown. No college football game is thrown. No professional football game is thrown. Come on, y'all.
I mean, you got 5 Game 7s this weekend in basketball. This is the greatest playoff round, first round in history of the NBA.
Yep.
Coincidence? I don't know. I don't think so.
And so when you stop and think about this man, who is he? What's really behind this? But you can believe he will not be there because there's too much money involved for the other teams.
Yes, sir.
And so somewhere. So I talked to Kevin, and I congratulated them on how they reacted to it. And that scared the advertisers. I mean, that's a multi-trillion-dollar industry. The advertising.
Yes, sir.
People sitting in the office are scared. And if the card is playing right, you can go to all them teams and go up to the advertiser office, see how many black people you see, how many women, how many Hispanic, how many Asian. You can go to all them teams and find out, how many people they have in the accounting section of where 87% black folks generating them jobs, but not for my mother, or my sister, or my brother. That's why they never wanted them to wake up.
Yes, sir.
That's why they was controlled by a white society who kept you away from them. Because you could do things for me as a white dude I couldn't do. I get busted for drugs and all charges dropped. They said they didn't find enough.
Somebody asked you, what do you think about his recordings? Because one thing I would say, he is a lawyer. He never said nigger or coon. He showed more respect in their recording for black folks than they do for President Obama. The politicians and whatnot.
Yeah,
he never called us subhuman.
Yeah, no. Or he said it and they bleeped it out.
Okay, he could have said it or bleep it out, but he said black people throughout the recordings that I know of, the release.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's something, just the fastness of it. It hit that quick. So it's more to it. And if he come up dead tomorrow, it wouldn't be hard for them to convince us he committed suicide because he's embarrassed.
But now they already released that he said he got quote-unquote prostate cancer. They already released that.
That's just a nice way to let him get out. Can't do the day-to-day operations. And his wife is just as big a thug as he is, so they can't give the team to her. And the son they found dead, they said he had nothing to do with the team. He wasn't part of it.
Okay, interesting. That's fascinating. So you think it was
there's a lot of people shaking in their boots now, at least. Yeah, same thing happened in football. Same thing happened in all in sports,
Yes, sir.
And so a whole lot of people, they're having meetings now. Saying, man, how do we deal with this? I wonder if there's anything out there. She got 300 hours of film on him. Did you know that?
You talking about 300 hours of tape?
Did you hear me?
300 hours. Wow.
So what does that mean? It means something going on. We don't know what it is.
So could it have been a conspiracy by people higher up than she is to try to get him out the league altogether to get his team?
Well, it got to be more than that. Maybe somebody reporting that he was trying to get some of the players to throw games and stuff, and they can't say it. So they might be doing the same thing.
Right. Somebody I had heard on a radio show, somebody said that Mark Cuban, who's been very vocal, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, had did a tweet back in 2009, I believe.
Had did what?
He had sent out a tweet on Twitter. He sent out a tweet. He had got into it with Kenyon Martin's mom, a basketball player who used to play for the Mavericks, I believe, in the league. And he said something about, to the effect, I'm paraphrasing it, that niggas be point shaving. Everybody knows it. And then that tweet got removed because the person claimed that she actually replied to the tweet, Sister Carrie Hines from Center Stage Radio.
Mm-hmm.
But she had the email correspondence, but she can't find it. You can't find it anywhere. You try to Google up that, that incident, there's nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that happened. I don't know, but, people said it happened.
Well, we don't know. It could have been something. Somebody was going to go to court.
Mm-hmm.
In the federal court. And so we don't know. We just know what they're telling us is not it. It happened too fast, and he will not have that team. They're going to break that up quick.
Well, I want to ask you this, too.
And then the timing. Do you think black folks had the expertise to time this during the playoffs?
Oh, no, sir. It was like something from Godfather, too. I keep on thinking he Hyman Roth, like, the Jewish guy that was Myron Lesky in Godfather 2.
Yeah.
I keep on thinking he's Hyman Roth. They're going to find a way to force him out and get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take care of their own. Like, he is from Chicago. I'm not saying anything, but he is from Chicago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing stuff in Chicago, man. They hired the Chicago police to pull off the St. Valentine Day Massacre. But they just told us they went in dressed as cops.
Yeah, that what Al Capone Great niece told me. There was the police that actually did that.
Mm-hmm.
That hit. And I mean, Chicago, how do you survive Chicago? It's a gangster city.
Gangsters ain't nothing but punks and sissies, man. They don't. You got some integrity and you ain't scared. They run. You see, you have filth the same way you walk in your kitchen and there's a bunch of rats and roaches. All you do is turn the light on.
Oh, wow.
And they will tell you, don't shoot them, just turn the light on. There's a spiritual light inside of all of us, and it don't come on when you're scared.
Yes, sir. So, and also I want to add so much wow. I want to ask you this, too, because he referred to how in Israel, how they treat black Jews. And John Kerry got in trouble that same weekend about accusing Israel becoming a apartheid regime.
Yeah, but who referred to him to Israel, how to treat Jews?
Oh, Donald Sterling in another part of the recording. He talked about how.
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
What's your take on that? I mean, like, John Kerry gets in trouble for it. He basically he sounded like he was repeating what Donald Sterling was saying to a certain extent.
How black. Remember,
mm-hmm.
we pay the Jews in Israel a check every month.
Mm-hmm.
We pay the Palestinians.
Mm.
So they both dance to our music.
Mm.
Look what happened in Egypt. And I was shocked, man, that Senator Lay decided that the money that's appropriated to Israel army, see what they got. America set up where the Egyptians in their democracy.
Okay.
Egypt don't get the money. The military gets it, so they can take over any time they want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how 3 weeks ago they arrested 700 people, man, talk about put them before firing squad. And Senator Lay said, no, I'm not taking no more of this. So he put a hold on the money. So how you going to have a fair election and just call somebody, look at the president. He had an election. A whole lot of white folk don't like him.
Exactly.
So what you going to do, take him out of office? So why we expect them to act any different than we do?
Yes, sir.
And so that is the game. Evidently, he carried the wrong cue cards with him.
Teleprompter one.
If you go back before Mandela,
okay,
the whole world knew South Africa, the white people, had a nuclear bomb. Where is it? The black folks that took over, they ain't found nothing. We knew they had it, right? But that's where white supremacy come in. They all buddy buddies, they all big time pals, and they can hold a trick. Maybe after the show was over, Google. Some folks went to court, some scientists, right?
Okay.
We have a right from our credentials to see the pictures of the moon landing. And when you look that up, man, the question they gave the judge, they lost. Well, wait, how do you know they lost? Let's play it straight. How you know somebody didn't steal them? You know how many billions of dollars that's worth?
Mhm.
How you know somebody? How come the FBI haven't held a press conference? See, we'll get to the bottom of this, huh?
That's right.
And so how come the New York Times? How come all the papers that run all kinds of stuff that don't mean nothing? How come they haven't told us about the moon pictures? It's gone. Where'd they go? How come the New York Times haven't told us that Kennedy's, when he was shot in Dallas, his brain's missing?
Right.
Now, we're not talking about because it's splattered. You got the President of the United States, just got shot, and nobody knows where his brain is. And he shot at 12-something, Dallas time,
Right.
1 o'clock Eastern time. At 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, that car, this limousine he was in, that was shipped back to Cincinnati where they make them. And redone. Wait, man. I go around the world. I see hatchets, 2,000 years old, man, where they used to cut the queen's wife's head off. Here is a limousine. You know how much forensic information is in that car?
Exactly.
And they send it back. And here's something you need to do next week. Just take your time. Suppose one of the great psychics in the history of the planet, Gene Dixon, had a column all over the world. And everybody thought she sit at the right hand of God. So 18 months before Kennedy gets shot in Dallas, she says in her column, I see dark clouds around JFK's head and down. The trip wasn't even planned. I warned JFK, I'm warning him now, don't go to Dallas. Dark clouds. He goes, pow. She reruns the column, right? And then we find out that she's on Hoover's payroll. 18 months, he gives her the targets.
Wow.
And when it happens, my mother would think she sit at the right side of God. Huh? Those are the stunts that they play. And so when after that thing came out on me, killed Dick Gregory, that was in 68. Well, listen to this now. Me and Mark Lane did a book called Code Name Zorro. How the FBI killed King.
Right.
And the government shot Kennedy. So we went before the Rockefeller Committee and forced them to have a hearing. And they had a hearing. Well, out of the 8 agents that was listed on the memo that went out to kill me, 8, right? And I had no idea that then we would do a book and all at once, out of the 8 agents that were signed on that document to kill me, 6 of them was subpoenaed because it was that book and our investigation that forced them to have a Kennedy King assassination investigation.
Wow.
Now, we really wasn't worried about Kennedy, but we knew they wouldn't put up the $5 million to have it just for King, so that's why we called it the Kennedy King assassination. So out of the 8 FBI agents that either investigated one or both of those assassinations, 6 of them Out of the 8, 6 of them had something to do. Now, when they brought them in, they wasn't bringing them in because they thought they had something to do with it. They had investigated either one or both of them. The number 2 man in the FBI was Williams, number 2 man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of his name.
Or Sullivan? Was it William Sullivan?
William Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you ever pull up on your computer that William Sullivan was one of the ones that was subpoenaed to come in and testify?
Yes, sir.
And all 6 of them had something to do with one investigation. They said they did it. All of them came up dead.
Yeah, 'cause I know he was the one that supposed to pen that letter to Dr. King saying he should kill himself.
Yeah. Now watch this. Did you know he was killed in where was he? In Vermont or either Maine, hunting with a police sergeant, state police sergeant.
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, he had his clothing on. He wore bright clothing that day, and he still killed him.
Yeah, but wait a minute. His son killed him accidentally. They thought he was a deer.
Right.
So I said, maybe I better go to the funeral and see if they got him strapped across the hood of the car like they do deers. Now, think about what I just told you. He is the number 2 man in the FBI. And somebody killed him. Died mysteriously, it says.
Yes, sir.
And so when you stop and think about the bombing of the Boston Marathon.
Yes, sir.
Now, did you hear them say an American won for the first time? You know how many people around the world didn't know that was an African that had got citizenship in America?
Wow. That's details.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
And now I live in Massachusetts, right? So when I see this, I call my wife, Bill, and say, I give her the code. I mean, lock down, keep your eyes open. And 2 names I told her to watch. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, because they do stuff there that make Hitler blush. And watch the nuclear plant in Plymouth, Massachusetts, because that might be a decoy to blow up the nuclear plant. So I called a friend of mine Tuesday after and said, hey, man, can you give me some information on the nuclear plant? And he called me back in about 2 hours and said, you got something here. The nuclear plant was closed down on Saturday. Now, the run is not till Monday. So who has the power to shut a nuclear power down? But the government. Okay? Now, all at once, there's a cop shot in his car asleep at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Nobody's told us why they killed him. He's asleep. He wasn't chasing nobody.
Right.
Now, the day that it happened, we looking at it on TV because you got to look at it the first time because a lot of stuff get out accidentally. So they switched to the governor, Deval Patrick, black man. I said, Mr. Governor, when did you hear about it? Here's what he said. Oh, I heard about it 15 minutes ago. How'd you hear about it? My daughter called me. Here's the governor of a state. And the biggest news that's happening around, double good because you got people that race from around the world. And the governor found out. I mean, he's in charge of he's over the state police. They work under his authority. They guard him 24 hours a day, and somebody didn't call them and tell him. He heard it on TV.
Wow.
That his daughter called him and said, So now it gets real nasty. Now, I want you to watch this now. Some of you all listening, you're going to have to Google this. So they send 2 FBI agents in there from D.C. to take over the investigation. That means no cop, no local, city, state cop can hold a press conference on their own or can deliver information to the press. Do you know them two cops? 2 weeks after they got back here to Washington, D.C., they died? Huh? They said they was doing helicopter training and both of them fell out.
You got FBI, right? The FBI agent?
Yeah. Yeah, you can Google it. It's be right there. 2 of them.
Yeah.
In Norfolk. There's in Norfolk. And just like Bin Laden, we all know Bin Laden was killed in December 01. They say, was the president? No, they don't tell him nothing. And so the night when the president said, we got him, then they made a mistake. And in 30 minutes, they had a couple of thousand people in front of the White House. How'd they get there that quick? With professional signs that was made.
Right, exactly.
Now, wait a minute. That Sunday night, it was a baseball game in Philadelphia. On the free channel. Every Sunday, they have to run a baseball game for people who don't have cable. And so they switched to the Philadelphia baseball park. And they had the big screen, and the folks were singing, God Bless America, America the Beautiful, and cheering and clapping. The ball game was in the 9th inning, tied 1-1. Now, is that 9-1-1?
Yes. Wow. White folks and their numbers, man. It's numerology, man.
The game takes place, man. Well, they don't know the numbers right, because if they did, they'd know what's coming down.
Oh, wow.
Numbers don't lie.
Well, actually did. It's so much stuff that is happening. This was like crazy news cycle. I just want to ask you something that's not been getting coverage, but it's been getting picked up by black social media. The 234 missing Nigerian girls. What is your perspective on that? Oh,
they've been doing that all the time. I just wonder how that got out. They've been doing that. They sell them. Sell 6-year-old girls, to somebody who want to be a king in Africa. They've been doing that. We know it. And so it's just like Malaysia. I don't know if I said this to you before. You been to Vegas?
Oh, no, sir. Not yet.
Okay. Well, Malaysia will make Vegas look like a picnic for some first-grade nuns.
Yeah, we cover that. I know people getting a lot of responses on YouTube to that, about Malaysia. What you talked about, people are really,
Yeah, if you want to order, these are rich folks, the rich freaks. If you want to order a 6-year-old girl or a 3-year-old girl, they'll be in bed waiting for you when you get there. Why do you think that little old chump country have them many planes? Why do you think they have those many planes?
Yes, sir.
What is that about? And then if you look at the planes, that Diego Garcia, that's where the plane is. I know that. New York Times don't know it. And I think the thing.
Oh, wow. So you said that's a U.S. military base?
Oh, no, it's a Navy. Yeah, it's a Navy base where they do their dirty work.
Well, the plane is there. Oh.
What'd you say?
The plane is there. Are the people still alive, or what happened to the people?
Well, the word is they've been doing this for a long time. They'll probably keep the people alive till they die.
Oh, wow.
And so when you stop and think about, what we have here, what we're looking at, and if the New York Times don't say it, then nobody won't believe it.
And what about the patent thing with Rothschild? Like, he had several scientists or engineers on the plane.
Here's what it is. There was 18 scientists on that plane. 18 scientists. They from over there, but they worked out of Austin, Texas, for Texas Instruments. Texas Instruments. And 4 of the 18 had filed for patents.
Mm-hmm.
Patents would have been worth about $400 billion.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Just the four.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so what happened is, let's say me, you, your wife, my wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
File for patent. There's a fifth person that files with us.
Yes, sir.
Now, that means if the patents come through and we missing or died, then our family,
Mm-hmm.
I ask, do you know those patents didn't come through to 3 days after the plane was missing, which means they don't get nothing. You know who the fifth person was?
Jacob Rothschild, right? His company?
The Carlyle Group.
Okay.
You know, that's okay.
Mm.
So now here's the surprising thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, pencil and piece of paper, write this down.
Yes, sir. I'm writing it down.
April the 18th,
Mm-hmm.
2014, 1:52 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Indy, inline of Diego Garcia factors into the mystery of the Malaysia flight theory. Now, that don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Who put down? ABC.
Oh, okay.
That was a mistake. They snatched that off, but it's already out there.
Right.
ABC News. Okay. Headlines. Island of Diego Garcia factors in the mysterious Malaysian flight.
Mm.
And then all at once, pictures of satellite images. It picked it up by satellite.
Wow.
And so this is New York Times. Didn't run nothing like that. New York Times. Here's another one. Was Malaysian airline flight 370 redirected to Diego Garcia? And so it's the whole piece. Now they say how Malaysian airline Boeing patent ties into this. Well, they missing. So now who owns all them patents now? And so a guy called me the day it happened and said, keep your eye on Texas Instrument and Boeing aircraft. The answer lies with them.
Wow.
Listen at this here. Malaysian plane, 20 passengers worked for electronic warfare and military radar firm. And so it's something. There was a time they could keep a secret. They can't now. You aware of the amount of bankers they say committed suicide since the first of the year?
Yes, sir. It keeps on climbing, it seems.
Yeah, well, let's say it was true. You know, we're talking about J.C. Morgan bankers leap to his death on skyscraper in Hong Kong. The second suicide at that firm this week. Now, how come New York Times? Now, don't let him get into the theory. All these folks is committing suicide. Top bankers. How come New York Times, Washington Post?
Yes, sir.
Haven't said anything about it. And so that's what we're talking about somewhere. And it just goes by and goes by. And I have to turn on stations. Now this one here is mean now. This is the right wing Washington Times. Washington D.C. It says Washington D.C. Wednesday, April 22nd, 1998. Headlines. FBI paid mortgage on Nichols' home. That's Terry Nichols. Huh?
Right.
In the Oklahoma bombing. Now listen to this. The FBI made mortgage payments on Terry Nichols' home after he was arrested. After he was arrested and before he was convicted of conspiring to bomb the Oklahoma City Federal Building. Court records show. Now watch this here, Justice. A Justice Department spokeswoman said she did not know immediately why the government was making payments, nor how much. The mortgage payment was disclosed in a court filing Monday by Nichols' lawyers, who argued that their client does not have sufficient assets to pay a fine or restitution. Prosecutors warned. Wait a minute. Nobody? They said this court papers? Well, I don't even tell Americans to wake up because it might be too late.
But you know what? I just want to get on, because there's so many things I'm going to ask you. I want to, hit so many things while we got time. But just to make a point about the JFK limousine and issue, people don't understand that when Malcolm X got killed that day, they had a dance that night. Or when Dr. King got killed, they contaminated the crime scene. I mean, they were cleaning up the blood. Yeah. And they cut down the bushes, by the next morning. So this is always an inside job. This is the same game they play all the time. Maybe with different players, with the same game, with the same rules.
Yeah. And so what happens is, when we demanded that the government release the autopsy on Malcolm, they why? Because that wasn't a federal crime.
Right.
Y'all have no jurisdiction over nothing. That's not a federal crime. So now, if you remember the assassination of Malcolm, Malcolm was on stage. These black men ran up. They're on the floor, pointing up. All the bullets that hit Malcolm was pointing down. That means then the CIA have admitted now they was in the Ottoman ballroom 2 weeks before Malcolm was shot, and that's where they, went upstairs and punched the holes in the walls and put the camera there so they could take the picture of him and all of that. The reason I didn't put it in the book I was writing, because I didn't want those black guys who they gave blanks to get out of jail. But no, they, and so somewhere, when you think about, what they're doing and how long they've been doing it. And so we just say thanks to Stevie Wonder. And thanks to the swiftness of the black athletes.
Right.
Now, let me just tell you one other thing. The power we have. The Supreme Court voted that the state of Michigan was intact by banning affirmative action. So black people, how could they? Come on, they've been doing it. How could we stand by it? And let me tell you. Well, I'm fixing to get with my son, and we're going to release a statement. I said this on a radio show that if black folks just came together, you don't need nothing, and said to the state of Michigan, okay, punk, let me show you what real power is. We're going to start a campaign around America that no black families and no people of goodwill would send any of their athletes to the state of Michigan. Man, do you know what that means? A $1 trillion industry controlled by black and non-white participants, and we don't know how much power we got. So a guy called in and said, Mr. Gregory, How are you going to get the message out? I said, if I woke up this morning and the police told you I was in bed with a 7-year-old girl, y'all would get the message out. Oh, yeah. I mean, y'all would get the message. Do it the same way. You see, because one thing, they can't make like you don't have the power to do that because they're not around us. They don't know how silly we can be.
Yes, sir.
But Texas A&M's football budget annual is $100 million a year.
Wow.
Now, you think they're going to mess around? So here's what this means. With this power, it's bigger than Michigan. Why? Because there's a lot of other states going to take that same case to court. Bear Bryant, when he was the wonder coach of University of Alabama, and they asked him, said, Coach, when you think you're going to get some Negro players over my dead body, will a nigga be on this team? So then all at once he gets him some Negroes. And they asked him, they said, Coach, what happened? He said, why you got these Negroes? He said, because I wanted to win.
That's right.
I want you to hear this now. All you folks that's mucking and crying and making. When President Obama won the second election, do you know white folks at University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, had riots?
Yep.
And them black players didn't leave? That's why I was so thrilled when I looked at these athletes react to this. Okay? Here's Negroes. They sit in the stand, 100,000 people, and cheer you.
Yes, sir.
So we have the power.
Well, Brother Gregory, let me ask you about the colored people, as in the NAACP. You know, you talk about the black athletes standing up. What about the NAACP in your opinion, the LA chapter with Leon Jenkins?
Remember, there's some black athletes that didn't stand up. I don't know who they are. Okay? But you got what happened in there. And who knows how much money they was giving. You know they fired him, didn't you?
Right. Oh, he said he resigned. But also he was a judge in Detroit or Michigan taking on the tape. So how can a person like that get a job like that in L.A.?
Hey, man, people get all kinds of jobs.
Yeah, true.
People get all kinds of jobs. And please, you know. But the fact they got caught, and the NAACP been here for 109 years. Let's go back for a minute. Can you imagine what it was like 109 years ago? An NAACP member in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Because you can't be that and hide.
Right.
Okay? Can you imagine what that was like? And did you think you'd ever see the day that Mississippi would have more black elected officials than any other state in America?
But look at the black prison population, though. They got to be almost 80%.
Yeah, well, no. Do me a favor.
Okay.
Don't talk about the prison population. Go down to Memphis tomorrow morning to traffic court.
Yes, sir.
That's 80% black folks. Do you think black folks doing that much more speeding than white folks?
Oh, no, sir. It feels like Walmart in there, actually. I mean, it's like a slave market. It's like a slave market.
Yeah, but I'm saying it didn't just start. It didn't just start. I mean, they know what they're doing. Huh? It's us. I've been black 82 years. I've never heard a white person say that black cop, shot my husband in the back or my mother in the back 40 times. I never heard that. Why? You think black cops are more spiritual? You think black cops are better trained? No, they know white folks ain't going to tolerate it.
You know what's funny you say that? It was a video that came out not too long ago of a black cop in South Carolina. He shot a old white man, I believe. He thought he had a gun, but he had his walking cane in the back of his truck. And the guy was apologizing profusely. Like, he was just, oh, my God, sir, I didn't mean it. I didn't know. I thought you had a gun. He was so concerned and panicked, I guess because he's going to lose his job. But I've never seen a white cop do that, for a black motorist that they shot, thinking they had a weapon.
Yeah, but listen. It's black as I am and black as you are. When you ever heard a black man say this white cop took his nightstick and hit my car?
Right.
You can shoot my mama, my children, my grandchildren, but don't mess with a black man's car. Is something wrong with that?
Something wrong with that.
Something wrong with that?
Our priorities are really...
Yep.
Well, let me ask you this then, speaking of black folks and priorities, what's your take on Dr. Cornel West and Tavis Smiley, Obama criticism? They have been consistent for years now.
Yeah, well, first,
mm-hmm.
they have a right
mm-hmm.
to criticize. They have a right to do that. Just because a black cop is a black cop, and that black cop go upside your mother's head, and because he's black, we say, hey, well, don't talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's all they doing. They ain't breaking no law. I remember when I was a little boy, they didn't have TV, a big radio station break down. 20 people killed at the packing house, and I'd hear my Christian mother say, I hope it wasn't a Negro. Well, who do you hope it was, Mom? A Jew? Or white? I didn't hear this Christian woman say, I hope it didn't happen, Lord.
That's interesting. Uh-huh.
And so, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to actually call. I just want the Donald Sterling thing because what is the pushback? Because whatever they give you, they take away something else. And I'm thinking about what happened a couple of years ago during the playoffs with Kobe Bryant when he called the referee a faggot and they found him a small fortune. Mm-hmm. So do you think that this is opening up the door for the establishment to basically control black folks in terms of the homosexual agenda?
No. Before we get to that, let me do. When Kobe Bryant had his knee operation.
Yes, sir.
In Denver, outside of Denver.
Back in 2003. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And this white woman said he raped her. The same night he had the operation. Now, it's two things that you need for sex. If you're in the bed.
Yes, sir.
Is your sex organ and your knees.
Yes, sir.
So you tell me here's a man making more money than anybody on the planet in a sport, and he go to have his knees operated on, and that night he wants some booty, man. He can get all that he wants. Now, watch this now. Then we find out that, what's the coach's name?
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson didn't know he's been operated on. You got the biggest star in the world and the coach don't know because the team pays for that. Not only did he say he didn't know Phil Jackson was in that town that night. Okay? He didn't know Kobe was there. He was riding through on his motorcycle. And that's where he decided he's going to spend the night. Okay? Got up the next morning, got on his motorcycle, and rolled away, and he heard the news the same as we did. So when you stop and think about what was they punishing Kobe for? He wouldn't shave enough parts, or he said he wasn't going to do it no more? Let me tell you why I'm saying this. Because had he not agreed to whatever they was talking about, he'd have been in jail. And once, I guess, he agreed to what they was talking about, they made the woman look like she was the thug.
Right.
Oh, they said that 30 minutes before this incident happened, we found sperms in her from another man. So same thing with not Magic Johnson, the other one that got suspended. Out of Chicago.
Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan. His daddy was found dead in the car. No blood in the car. And he shot right in the chest, where blood was splattered all the way back to his house. But there was no blood in the car. That means he wasn't shot in the car. And yet until you have a Negro and a North Carolina Indian in jail now for something they didn't do. So did you say you had somebody on the phone?
Oh, it's on the phone. It's several people waiting to talk to you on the phone.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it in.
Okay, I'll bring them in. Let me see. Sorry with the. Please, people, make a comment or make a question. We'll keep it as short as possible. Cause I'm trying to get through as many people as we can. And I'll start off with. Let me see. Which I get the area code 212. That's New York City. You're on the air. Welcome to We All Be.
New York. Hey there, New York. God bless you and the family.
Can you hear us? 212? 283? You on the air? I guess they're listening right now. They want to talk. But okay, we go to the next caller. Area code 470. You are on the air. Welcome to We All Be.
Hey, peace and blessings to you and Mr. Gregory. How you doing, sir?
Thank you, brother. Peace and blessing to you and the family. Thank you,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Weston, man. I'm calling from Atlanta. I got cut off last time when I tried to talk about.
All right, cool. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, Mr. D. Gregory, I want to just thank you for what you've done, man. And let me ask you something. Have you ever? Is Arsenio Hall going to put you on this show, man? You got to go to Arsenio. You got to give pay homage to you, man. So I want everybody that's listening.
Wait, hold wait a minute. Hold it. I was on last Friday. You missed me?
Yeah, he was on there.
Oh, you are, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's good, then. That's good.
I'm going to report you to somebody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
Mr. Dick Gregory. All right, God bless you. I'm still putting the word out on this electronic frequency they're putting on everybody, man, so that's my job.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it, man. And so we'll go to the next caller, please, and let's see, get area code 727. You on the air? Welcome to We All Be.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing today? Thank you. What's your name?
I'm fine, brother. Thank you. You and the family.
It's good. Thank you. This is Doris Roberts, by the way.
Hey, Mr. Roberts, thanks for calling in.
Hello. Yes, I wanted to ask Gregory, just a question. I see a lot on the media and movies, Hollywood, that they show a lot of triangles with the eye. What exactly does that mean? And Brother Hurt, I was listening to your video interview with Dr. Scott. You guys were talking about condoms could give you cancer, and I want to know your opinion on both of those. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Okay, give me the question, brother.
What was the first? I think you got some static. Can you say no question again? You got something you got the computer up or something, Brother Roberts?
He said you see the all seeing eye. Is that what he was saying?
Yeah, like in the movie, you said.
What does that eye mean?
It's probably some. It's probably some code. You see it. In the Masons. You see it on the dollar bill. But the highest Mason you can become that they tell us is 33 degrees. Well, the circumference of a circle is 360.
There you go. And also, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro, Gregory. I didn't mean to cut you off.
And so they got all kinds of codes. Jesus Christ killed at 33. So they got all kinds of codes and secret stuff. So, and what was the other question?
Yeah, he made reference. I had one of your proteges, person that you inspired, named Dr. Scott Whitaker, the author of Medicine.
Yes.
And he talked about how latex condoms cause cancer in women, cervical cancer.
Yeah, well, latex comes out of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And they hit it with that bolo knife.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been able to hear it scream and holler just like a child.
Mm-hmm.
And when it do that, it poisons itself. And so when a woman use one of them through a man, the poison gets into her. Okay? And so consequently, but let me tell you something about the condoms are made out of rubber.
Mm-hmm.
And all rubber has holes in them that you can't see with the naked eye.
Mm-hmm.
If you put it under magnifying glass, that hole is 5 microbes.
Mm-hmm.
HIV virus is 1 microbe. So that HIV can walk through that rubber There's 5 microwaves. It's 1, so I tell people if you're going to use them, wash them first. And then put some coconut oil on it. And then put it on your 2 fingers and roll it back up. If you're going to use it, use 2. It's impossible for you to match those holes. You know, impossible. But they got all the tricks. They put all the stuff in, put anything in it they won't put in it.
Well, there you go. I mean, the games. And we're going to move one more. I've got a lot of people. Area code 228, you on the air? Welcome to We All Be.
Yes, my name is Dorothy Dunning.
Hey, Sister Dunning, how you doing?
God bless you, Dorothy.
Right.
You and the family. Thank you.
I am the grandmother from Mississippi, and I would like to address this question to Mr. Gregory.
I hear
and
you.
ask him to help fight this cause. I'm a grandmother from Mississippi. I had a granddaughter, 2 granddaughters in the state of Minnesota. Both states ruled for me to get custody of my granddaughter, of my 2 granddaughters, but a white judge overruled and gave custody to a white family who had already had 4 children of her own and had 5 more foster kids. And I want to bring this out. They have taken our kids in the upper middle class. White folks have turned this into a business. And a lot of grandmothers used to be the backbone of the family who would take the kids and raise them. And my son had a substance abuse problem, and the mother and both parents told the court to give me my granddaughters. But the judge overruled, and they have turned this into a multi-billion-dollar business where they go in the black community and they are taking the kids and taking them out up into the upper suburbs into a white community. And the same thing that our kids are being taken for drugs, they would take them and place them back in the home with the white families where they take our kids out and make money off of them. And I want the people to know that each state, every time a state put a child in foster care, that state gets so many federal dollars from the government. This lady was collecting over $15,000 a month for her foster kids. I told the state that I don't want any amount of money for my grandchildren. I just want custody of my granddaughters. And I just want you to look into this and fight this cause.
Wait, hold it, miss. Yeah, let me say something to you, miss. I heard everything you said. Now, suppose you told me they had brain tumors and you want me to look into it? No. I'm not qualified. You went into a court. Now, we know how crooked the courts can be when it comes to women and minorities. I don't qualify. You went into that court. Now, somebody have to know that you bring in there to look at that and see. They pay out millions of dollars every year in this country, not out of the goodness of their heart, because people got folks that understand the legal system and how you can do it. But also, organ stealing. They do the same thing with stealing organs. Most of these drive-by shootings. If I was your son and I was shot dead in a drive-by shooting, you have no jurisdiction over that body. None whatsoever. That's the coroner. So when the coroner releases the body, how many people, after all that strain emotion you go through, would think about having someone check the body and make sure the organs is there? So that case, what was it, up in Georgia?
So Kendrick Johnson case?
Yeah, they opened him up and he's stuffed with newspapers. Well, first you got to say, well, wait a minute, the Undertaker, he didn't see that newspaper? Or somebody working with somebody we don't know about? So it's going on. It's big time. That's the number one way to make money on this planet. It's organs. Man, they keep telling you you're on an organ list. Let me tell you something. the fresher the organs, the more time you get. If you get an organ within 24 hours after the person dies, you get 20 more years on your life. Male organs, black male organs, is more powerful than any other organ. Why do you think 99% of the drive-by is men? You got a little black thug and hoodlum out there in the street shooting black folks, but he got some kind of integrity. He's not going to shoot a woman, huh? You got some black dude out there selling crack, but he ain't going to sell it to women? No. It's real big, miss. And just, if we who's listening would do 12 noon every day, 12 noon. Not 12 noon by your watch. 12 noon is when the sun hits your head at a right angle. That's 12 noon. Just prayer and meditation, not them long prayers. You think God is deaf? First, do you think God didn't know your house note was due? What kind of God you praying for? That you didn't know that God didn't know that. Just a meditation where all of us tune in at 12 noon o'clock, that the truth will come out. Now, we're not saying prove that they're doing it. We're saying if that judge had that, if they did everything legitimate, that's what we're praying, that the truth will come out. If it didn't, now you got some power. Now stuff will come out that they will not be able to deal with. And that's what I would suggest that we do, and I'll be with you. Thank you, ma'am.
And also, when you talked about drive-bys and whatnot, I just want to touch upon the fact that, you told me earlier about the fact that Chicago homicide is not as high as we think it is. Like some stories have been coming down in Chicago Magazine and other news outlets saying that the mayor might have over-exaggerated the homicide rate.
No, that's not what the article said. The article said they have cut the homicide rate. They go into details about different people's been killed and murdered, and they said it was a stroke, or they tripped and fell. No, this is a hell of an article. Came out last week. Talk about the mayor and the police and all of them, because what? It's scaring people from having conventions in Chicago.
Right.
So that's why they have to bring the homicide rate down. They ain't exaggerating it. They bringing it down. So the town don't look as violent, because if you get to looking at it, you might find out those killings is something else. And so let me show you something here. I ran for president, and what I'm fixing to show you is too important for you not to see me. Just read something to you. I ran for president in 1968. The election was November the 4th, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That Friday was November the 7th, 1968. Now, hear me good now. This is the Wall Street Journal, that Friday. Election computers goof. Give Gregory 9 million votes. They gave me 9 million votes in the state of Pennsylvania. New York Times didn't run this. CBS, ABC didn't run it. Here's what happened. They meant to hook those machines up for Richard Nixon. That's why they shot the governor, George Wallace, because they didn't want Wallace to take enough votes away.
Exactly.
So they shot him, meant to kill him. And so, consequently, they was wired up the machines for Richard Nixon, and somewhere something slipped, and they gave me 9 million votes, and the computers in Election Central declared Dick Gregory is president-elect of the United States. Nah, you mean you didn't hear that till just now? They shut all the machines down that night at midnight, and that's why it was so long till you found out who won the election. That's what this is about.
Yeah, we got I'm sorry, Gregory.
I didn't hear you.
Now I said we got some more callers on the line waiting. I'm trying to get as many people I can.
Okay.
I want to get to the call. But I want to ask you, like, I didn't get a chance to get your answer about would there be pushback as far as freedom of speech for, like, basketball players of color if they, say something like I referred earlier to Kobe Bryant with the homophobic comment supposedly. Do you think that there'll be a justification to push black people out of certain positioning and stuff like that?
Yeah, they've been doing it, man.
Okay.
If they don't like what you're saying on this show and they think they can do something about it, all of us, your lights go off.
Yeah, that's true.
So it ain't like they just got a thought and did it. They made a plane disappear, didn't it?
Yes, sir. So we'll get to the call. And please, y'all, keep in mind, a lot of people try to get through, and, Brother Gregory, time is precious. And I thank him for giving us the opportunity to let him connect with the people. So keep your comments short or your questions short. Get to the point as much as possible. And got area code 347. Welcome to We All Be.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is much respect to you, Brother Gregory.
Thank you.
I love you very much. I'm glad that we still have you.
Thank you. God bless you.
I would really like to have you. Same to you. I would really like to have you on my radio show based on a video clip that I saw you do called Truth You Know. I don't know if that's possible, but I would really, really like you to get on my radio show.
Yeah, well, just when the show is over, just call Brother Ron. He'll give you the number to call.
Yeah, you call me. Yeah, call me my number. What's your name?
Lotus.
Lotus. Okay, call me. Yeah, my number. You got a pen and paper?
Getting my pen right now. Oh God, I always have pens everywhere.
It always happen like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I always have pens, even breaking on my bed.
Well, look, let's do this. Wait. You got a pencil in the house?
Yes.
Well, then while here's what it is. We hang up, take another call, you get the pencil, and then you call him back. He has the number ain't gonna change.
Yeah.
I got a pen right now.
Okay.
All right. This is my number. It's 901-299-4355.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can call me at the number.
I got it. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Thank you, Gregory. You know what you're doing. We got an unidentified. You all on the air?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Who is this? I think I know who it is. Who is this?
This is Leah. What's going on?
Hey, Dr. Leah. How you doing? Welcome to We All Be.
Be quiet. I wanted to get on air. You were saying what you were saying about Kobe Bryant. And I wanted to know if you think that it has anything to do with the same link with Floyd Mayweather and the fight that he had last night with him saying that his fiance just had an abortion for twins. She just aborted 2 twin babies. And they're trying to make her look like she's the bad villain in this situation when he's the one supposed to be going to jail for something else. Did you guys hear about that?
No, I didn't. I didn't see the fight last night.
I didn't hear about that angle.
Well, who said it? Who said that?
Well, it was on Twitter. He tweeted that his fiance, he broke up with her because of the fact that she aborted their twin babies. Whereas his other ex-fiance, he went to jail for beating her up. And I'm saying, is it like what you're saying? Are they trying to make the girl look like she's the villain by having the aborting the twin babies? Flipping the situation.
Well, they always have. You got a whole lot of men out there that swears against abortion, but if if he's married and got a family and get a 16, 17, 18-year-old woman pregnant, most of them will take them to the abortion clinic. They're not going to say, well, let me explain this to them. There'll be some. But that's always been.
Well, I thought what you said was phenomenal when you said that they tried to flip it and make the girl look like she was the bad one by saying she had sperm in her by another guy. But I'm not going to hold you guys. I'm going to
wait. Let me say this here. Wait. Wait. Maybe she did. Maybe that was part of the setup. They get women they can set a trick up. Let me just tell you something real quick. In Vegas, they take top sports, predominantly black, to Vegas, and they set them up to what they call a beautiful woman, and they go to bed, and the woman said, well, you have any protection? Yep. And so they use it, and then immediately she jumps up and runs to the bathroom and take the condom off and put it in a little cooler. And then she remembers, oh, I got something to do. And she takes that downstairs, and there's a little truck, medical truck, waiting. And then 9 months later, he gets a letter saying she's pregnant. And he knows she's not because they used the condom. So he has no problem with his lawyers going through the legal stuff. So he has no problem taking a test, paternity test, and then find out. They've been doing this, the mob been doing this for years with entertainers and athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been doing this.
He's got one fiance who he allegedly beat up and went to jail for.
No, I'm not. Wait. There's a whole lot of people that beat up folks that don't do it again. There's a whole lot of folks that'll beat you up every day. I'm just saying, you telling me the mob in Vegas is that clean? They wouldn't do that?
No, actually what I'm saying is that you got this, it's bad. He goes and makes his public statement and says, oh, I broke up with her because of the fact that I don't believe in killing babies. Okay, if you don't believe in abortion, it's bad enough if you don't believe in it, but if she aborts 2 babies, that's supposed to make it worse. So what he gets up and says is that I broke up with her because of that. See what type of person these ladies are, see what type of character they don't have. This is the reason why I don't want to have anything, to do with him, to do with her or them or the way that they are. And when you said that, it clicked in my brain. I'm like, well, this is what they do. They flip it so that the public doesn't turn against these athletes, or they give them a quasi-good reason, what they think is a quasi-good reason, for beating these girls up.
Well, let me
or
say
for doing
this.
whatever it is that they allegedly have done wrong.
The case I was talking about, Miss, is this. He goes to Denver to one of the best doctors dealing with that type of surgery in America.
That's Kobe Bryant.
Mm.
That night, they operate on him.
Mm.
And he's going to come and have sex with somebody, as much sex he can get if he wants, as much money as he got to buy it. Now, all of this goes down.
Not adding up.
Now, we find out that Phil Jackson is on a motorcycle going across the country and just happened to be in that town that night. He said he didn't know Kobe was being operated first. If you are an athlete and you're playing with a team, you don't pay for the surgery. They got insurance to take care of that. So you telling me that this coach didn't know that one of the top athletes on the planet is being operated on it today, and you just happen to be passing through that town and decide this way you're going to spend the night and you get you a hotel room? So it's just more than what he said about the woman. I'm saying, first, anybody can buy that story, need to just volunteer and go to a mental hospital.
Right.
You got one of the best properties in the history of basketball, and the coach is in the same town where you being operated on, and make like he didn't know you was being operated on, and he didn't know you was in that town. No, it's more to it than that, miss.
All right, we're going to move to the next call right quick. Let's get a couple more calls.
I'm going to take 2 more, then I got to leave out of here.
Yes, sir. You on the air? Welcome to We All Be. Can you hear me? That's another eye.
Hello?
Yeah, welcome to We All Be. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Carl Nichos, and good evening to you, Ron Hurd.
Thank you, man. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it.
And good evening to you, my brother, Dick Gregory. How are you and the family?
I love you, and I adore you, sir.
Thank you.
And I just purchased your book, Nigger.
Yes.
And I tell you, it is so, how should I say this? It reaches to your soul. I love the book.
Thank you.
And I hope to meet you one day. When are you going to be on the West Coast?
I don't know yet. I travel every day somewhere. I was just on the West. Well, I was in L.A. last Friday week to do the Arsenio show, and then I was in San Francisco the next day Saturday at a huge health convention. But I have no idea.
All right. Well,
I hope to meet you one day.
Thank you. You will. Thank you.
And so, I want to ask you three quick things. I want to ask you what is your take on Hurricane Reuben Carter, who just passed away.
Oh, I was sorry to hear it, but that's the fight that he'd been through, and a whole lot. It's not as much now as it was then. Lots of black folks be framed. You can be framed for what? Hitting on the coach's daughter. You can be framed for hitting on some powerful person with money. You can be framed for all kinds of things. And you sitting there fighting. And that's all you know. You getting hit in your head and all that. Look what they did to Muhammad Ali.
Right.
What they did. And all of us were shocked when the Supreme Court. And why they do that to Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali wasn't a Muslim when he first became a boxer. He in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky. And he's controlled by 13 rich, powerful white men. That's who got his contract. And so now it comes time for him to get drafted. And because these powerful white men owns his contract, they found him unfit for military service. Now here comes Elijah Muhammad, Nation of Islam, and Herbert Muhammad. And all at once they call him up to be, go back and take a physical exercise. Physical exam. And now they find him fit. That's what angered him. Oh, he said, what? That's what happened. They had an agenda because you can't do this to us. And we're going to show you why.
It's interesting you mentioned Muhammad Ali, and even we talk about Malcolm, because I know I read that Hurricane Reuben Carter, one of his closest supporters and intimates, she actually married the man who allegedly shotgunned Malcolm at the Audubon, William Bradley, who was seen in a commercial for Cory Booker when he was running for mayor.
Mm-hmm.
So you heard about that angle at all?
No, I didn't know.
So what about Mabel Williams? She also passed the wife of Robert F. Williams. Did you ever have a chance to run across paths with her?
No.
Okay. I want to ask you one more question about your, a mentor, Dr. Fulton.
Yeah,
Venia Fulton. What's your? Yeah. Can you tell us about her a little bit?
The greatest nutritionist in the history of the planet, one of. And she was connected through a spiritual piece. And that plus the education she had, which people come from all over the world with cancer. And coming to Chicago and leave cured. That was Dr. Fulton. She had that special magic of putting herbs together plus the prayer piece. And so I have not run across anybody like her yet. She's the one taught me how to fast. She's the one taught me how to fast. And what a blessing.
Yes, sir.
What a blessing. I didn't know nothing about no good food and good. I thought that good nutrition, whatever you like to eat, you got enough of it. And bad nutrition, whatever you like to eat, you didn't get enough of it. And then here comes the universe sends her into my life. And we just talked and talked and talked and talked. And the next thing I know, my whole life changed. Dr. Fulton.
Yeah, Baba, that's great. Wow. But Baba Gregory, can you take one more question from a caller?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna try you. New York, be listening. 212, you on the air. Are you there? 212. Manhattan, I believe. 212. They won't talk. Okay, just one more call here. The unidentified, you on the air? Private caller. You on the air?
Hello?
Yeah, welcome to We All Be. How you doing?
Oh, fine. Thank you,
God
sir.
bless you.
And,
peace to you and the family.
Brother Dick Gregory.
Yes,
sir. Brother Lewis calling from New Jersey.
Yes.
I was just going to mention that not only did the media try to portray Reverend A.L.L. as being a stool pigeon, if anybody remembers Morton Downey Jr.'s show, well, on YouTube, there's Mr. Sharpton admitting on the Morton Downey, the Big Mouth show, that yes, he did tell on the mafia. He did carry a wire, and he did it because he was trying to get drugs out of Brooklyn. So it's not only the media saying it. Now, yes, there's some suspicion of why they bring it up now, but it's no secret in New York that with his own admission, which anyone can watch on the YouTube, and it's not doctored. It was him and Roy Ennis got into a fight that day on the Morton Downey show.
It was in Apollo, right? The Apollo Theater.
What to do? Yes, sir.
I saw that video.
Apollo Theater. At the Apollo Theater, and in that taping, the Reverend Al Sharpton did say, "Yes, I did wear a wire. Yes, I did inform on the mob, but I did it because I was getting drugs out of the black community." So keep up with what you do, Baba, and the shadow that scares me.
Thank you, my brother.
Well, thank you. Brother Gregory, Baba Gregory. I want to thank you once again for blessing us and blessing me with your genius, your presence, your wisdom, your insight. It's always a humbling experience having you on the air. And in the words of the great Duke Ellington, we love you madly, and you are truly beyond category. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless to all.
God bless.